What's up, Chris? What's up, Matt? Figure I'll give it a minute for everybody to kick in here. Give everybody a second, give myself a second to catch up and get everything set up on this end. So, it's been a long last couple of days. What's up, Mitch? Hey, Mom. Just getting everything set up and getting everything going. Like usual. Don't really know how long it's going to go on tonight. What's up, Dalton? I'm not really sure how long everything's going to go on tonight, but I say that every night. And sometimes it goes on for 40 minutes, sometimes it goes on for an hour and a half. So, you know. So, my usual. Hey everybody, GuyWithTheMeter here. Tonight, recap over some of the shows that are going on. Was going to have Russell on, but at the last minute, I messaged him, haven't gotten a message back. It's Easter. You can tell from the cool threads. You know, things like that. So, may not be that long, maybe long, I don't know. So, going to talk some about TDH, how that show went, a couple other shows coming up. The one of the questions that came up, and we were talking about it during the trip, was bass level, high bass versus low. What's up, Brandon? Hey, what's up, John? High bass versus low bass versus where's the frequencies at? What part of the nation are you in? You know, what's up, Rigo? You know, you're just envious of my cool haircuts. What it is, buddy. So, happy Easter, Jess. So, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you know how it is, Brian. Baller. Can't help it. I look good in pink, too. So, there's that. So, but, yeah, that's, like, the subject I was thinking about tonight was going to be, you know, what frequency is a happy frequency for bass? I know down here in Florida, it's a lot lower. Going up to Virginia every year is it's a bit of a shocker because of the way we do things down here. It's a realization that's not the only way it's done, in which sometimes to respect your style, you got to see someone else's, and that's kind of what we go on. So, hey, you know what, man? Pink, I actually like pink. Anybody that knew me back when I had the Pathfinder would remember that my power wires and ground wires were either pink or green. Green's my favorite color, and pink is second choice. So, there you go. So, we'll get all that in a minute. We do my usual going over the shows and the what's going on and what's happening. And that way we get that out and out of the way. And no worries of skipping it or forgetting it. And going from there. So, you know what, Randy? This is like, the weekends are the only time that I don't wear my audio shirts. Mainly because, you know, rightfully so, Melissa gets sick of them. And I've got, I'd say, I would say easily for a month and a half, I could wear an audio shirt every day and not wear the same one twice. I've got so many damn audio shirts. Every show that I go to from Made of Steel, I buy a shirt. Used to be when I went to Slam Fest, every time I went to Slam Fest, I'd buy a shirt. You know, got a couple friends that run businesses. I actually have a concrete audio shirt. I've got a crap load of US Amp shirts. Got some ISPL shirts. So I've got, you know, a good batch of audio shirts. Hey, Peggy. How you doing, sweetie? So, seeing me on the weekends, you wouldn't recognize me because I don't normally, as a rule, wear my audio. If I'm going to a meet or running a show, obviously going to. So, you know, dress accordingly is how it is. This is Easter. This is whatever religion you're into. Respecting that portion of the religion today. So, you know, dress nice, wear a collar. So, the TDH Show. Let's talk about that for a minute. Oh, hold on, here's Peggy. When Peggy talks, everybody stops, because Peggy is the OG, no question about it. I like the pink. Happy Easter. God bless you all. Love you all. Have a very safe evening. I hope everybody had plenty to eat today. We had lunch dinner. That is awesome, Peggy. We ended up going over to Melissa's sister's house, and very, very small group there because her niece had a daughter, beautiful daughter. Congratulations. And they're about a month old right now, so she's real still itchy and tight about who she has around. First time mother, first time parents, so they're covering everything they can to be as tight as they can. And we respect them for that, because there's really no way that is right or wrong about doing things like that, as long as the baby and you stay healthy and nobody's hurt. So there you go. What's up, Mr. Dempsey? How you doing, brother? So back to the TDH show. This will be one of the last time you hear me talk about it. I know every time I've been on prior to, I've gone off on a rambling about how it's such a great show and how much I look forward to it, and how I'm just honored every year. We are honored every year to be invited. They throw a damn good show. TDH as a whole throws a damn good show. And it's a lot. What's up, Rob? Happy Easter, buddy. It's just something that we build up for every time, and we get so excited. And Nikki and Melissa and I, hop into the GMC and take our yearly trip. And so we take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and come back Monday. So, it's a big deal for us. It's the only time really Nikki gets to leave the state too. So, that's the big deal about it. Every year there's a casualty of some sorts. I have lost probably, I'd say, 3 televisions that I can count right now at that show. I actually have a spare TV behind me I keep here just because I know I'm going to blow something up sometime around TDH, if not TDH. We've lost that. We've lost numerous canopies. One year, I believe, can't remember if it was the year I ran solo or if Greenhorn was there, but my TV on a stand, I'm like, oh, it's TV on the stand. The weight of the stand's going to hold it. This is great. And a gust of wind came, and I am not lying. Boy Scout honor here. The TV stand and everything lifted off the ground and took off like a kite. The damn thing. And it flew, and of course when it landed face down on that TV. And I go, oh, damn. But it's come a joke because the TVs are $100 and it lasts me a full year, so I can't hate it. So we made it with the canopy. The canopies, we tie them down real good. I've learned throughout the years of them being picked up and flown away, and then tying them this time with that. And eventually what happens is if you tie them down and a good gust of wind comes, that frame stays right where it's at. Your weights and everything work perfect, but the canopy itself gets shredded. So I'm thinking of alternatives for next year, and this will be something Melissa and I are going to talk about, so I'm not going to go anywhere off of it, but don't be surprised to see me in something different next year. So, see, there you go, Johnny. I forgot all about that, man. My scooter, my little mini Fagway, crapped out. It's still sitting in the damn trailer thinking about what it's done, because I'm beyond done with that, because that's one of the shows I really needed, because we're in the bowl, and for people that have never been before, you've got the competition lanes are in the center of the bowl, and people are lined up waiting to go into it. On the outside, where if they're running a race, where people would park their cars, the visitors and food trucks and all that good stuff, that's where the actual show is. So the show's pretty humongous and covers the area. I like to, before the show starts and before the show ends. No, God no, John. I can't afford to drive that blast thing and pull the camper. That would, geez. I'd have to tank up 3 times just getting out of Florida. But outside the bowl, so I usually bring either my Segway or my Fagway, and I scoot up that to go see what's going on, or say hi to somebody, or go down and get some swag or something like that. And I got it. And this year I had the time, and we set up everything on time, and it was perfect. And I turned it on, and it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm like, well, you have to. And I talked with it for a while, and it just decided I didn't want to do it this time. So now I got to figure out what the hell its problem is. So, yeah. So it's a failure code. So it's probably going to be something I just need to go in there and reset it. The battery's holding a good charge. The wheels aren't locked up. So I don't know. That's my field. I troubleshoot shit. So I'll figure it out. It'll all get taken care of. So, yep. No, Johnny, that's what we're going to talk about here. And I was actually going to talk about high bass versus low bass too. So let me, you know what? Because I have a feeling this is going to get quite intense and I'm going to forget shit. So let me write this down on the miserable memory of how much I dumped into my truck. 1 second. There we go. Good times. So, hey Kelly, how you doing? So let's see here. So this year did not get it all figured out. So I was actually, thanks, I forgot about that, Johnny, but I was happy and praised that we didn't have any casualties this year. And then right when we got, God, I don't even think, we were less than an hour from actually being home. And we've been driving the whole time. We had a great time. It was awesome having Melissa and Nikki, and you know, we all click with each other and everything like that. What's up, Glenn? So we were actually talking about it and laughing, and I think I may have cursed it because, like the picture that I put up advertising for this right here, that's my trailer. We got off on the exit, and Melissa had to use the restroom, so we stopped, and there's a lot of barricades up and everything like that. There's a little opening, and I creeped the truck through, and the truck made it. So it's like a 4-lane road, 2 lanes, barricades, 2 lanes. Turn into the gas station. So I creeped the truck through, and I got it. And when the second one's opened up, I'm like, well, I made it through. That's awesome. Well, I didn't take into consideration my trailer is about 4 inches wider than my truck, like 2 inches on each side. So what happened is one of those big plastic Bob's Barricade bright orange barrels. The back tire of my trailer caught it, wrapped around the tire, and ripped the fender completely off. So that's, you know, that's a hoot. Kelly, doing great. Everything is great. Everything is wonderful right here. So what's up, Mr. Calgary? How the hell you doing, brother? So, you know, that's our casualty of the show that I can remember, but I forgot that the segue didn't work. But so it's a TDH curse, and I love it because every year something happens and something blows. Oh, one of the years I actually, this was 2018, 2019. Back when Tim Johnson was still alive, and I was with the Orion team, and we all dogged up there. And that's back when, for anybody can remember, back when I had the flatbed trailer, little mesh trailer, didn't have the enclosed one. And we're zipping along doing about 90, and all of a sudden I hear, oh, flap, 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 flap. Apparently the back tire on the trailer blew off God knows how many miles ago, and the trailer's just kind of floating back there. So when I made the lane change, it slowed down enough, and I could hear the sound off of the barricades to the next of it, and I could actually hear the grinding of flat. By the time we stopped, there was no edges to the rim left, no tire shown, no tire at all, nothing, gone, and the rim itself was worn all the way down to the hub, and was starting to tear into that. So God knows how long I actually drove it like that. But you know what, the Orion guys, before I could get back to my truck and you know, take a hard hit off the happy stick, they already had that wheel off. The trailer's up on jack stands, and I ended up hopping in the truck with one of the guys, and we ended up running down to Lowe's to get one. It was awesome. It was beautiful teamwork, and I couldn't ask for a better pit crew by any means. So yeah, that's right. And then Johnny last year blew the tire up off his too. So, and I believe you said something happened again this year too, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. That tire was freaking gone. Absolutely nothing. So, what's up, Jerry? How you doing, man? So, let's get back on track here, because I could ramble on for hours, and I like that, because now we're actually talking and interacting. I was kind of a little bit skittish because, you know, Russell wasn't going to be here tonight, so I didn't have someone else to be talking with. But you know what? This will run how it runs, and if it starts to get old and dead, I'll end it. There we go. So 3 last year. So you blew out 3 tires last year and 1 this year. I would check my tire source if I were you, Johnny, but I'm not telling you how to run your life, buddy. But what's up, Dalton? So that's it with the TDH. The next, now I know everybody's going to hop in and say, Man of Steel, Man of Steel, Man of Steel. We have got so far, and I still have one more show to add that I haven't. The week has just been slammed because we can get back till Monday, and then with the rest of the week, everything's a day behind anyhow. But you know what? It shifts everything off. I write the week after it off because I know it's going to be a big cluster, and then we start up on the next one fresh. So let's see. John Dempsey, my TDH curse was tweets this year. Everything else went great. Mr. Dempsey, I'm not saying it's because you're one of my best friends, but your system and your truck and your build overall is beyond impressive, sir. I cannot think of a single sound. I cannot think of a single song that you played in your truck that I've said, you know, anything that man puts in his player. I almost said put in the tape deck. Anything that man puts in for music in that truck just always sounds supreme. You know, old rap, old R&B, new rap, rebased, all this stuff sounds perfect. So if you're up around the way and he's at a show, damn sure get a demo, because the truck's beautiful and it sounds just the same. So what's up, Dalton? How you doing, man? Johnny, oh, that's right, you did different trailers, didn't you? 'Cause you had the big one last year. Dahlia's been Axel retired it. All right. What's up, Gary? How you doing, man? So next show's coming up. What's up, Lucas? Jerry says, every time someone says I blew a tire, I always want to say, how'd you get your mouth around it? That's funny. That's good times. Lucas, life is too good right now, man. I'm living the dream, and the dream's getting better. That's all I can say. So let's talk about some of the shows coming up. So we're in the hot time of the season right now. It gets kind of depressing after like around November. So December, January is kind of February starts to pick up again. But because I like my shows are my energy. My shows are me. And I joke with everybody that the person you see out there isn't the real me, but it's the side of me that needs to come out every once in a while because it's happy and it's positive. And for that time period where I'm running the show, as much of an asshole as I may sound, as much as I'm heckling people and all that good stuff, if anybody has never noticed, I don't hit people that I can tell have issues. Like if somebody blows a speaker in the lanes, I don't, you blew a speaker, get the hell out of my lanes. I mess with the people that I would like to think know me and know my image, and we all laugh and go off that. And that's kind of what I try to go with. And that's my positive. That's my escape from reality for the weekend of the shows. Or that's probably why TDH is one of my favorites, if nothing else. I get 4 days vacation from life. And is just negative as that sounds, life is not bad, but it's good to take a trip away from everything every once in a while. At the end of February, for anybody who doesn't know, Melissa, Sarah, my mother, and her friend all took a Disney cruise. And Disney aside, the cruise was awesome. But cruises, if you've never taken one, it forces you to relax because your phone does not work. In order to be connected with the rest of society, you have to pay. I'm a cheap bastard, and I didn't want to talk to anybody anyways. So we didn't do it that. So that's another one that was a great, because it's away from everything, a total forced reset. TDH and shows in general are a forced reset because it's not because my phone doesn't get a connection, but anybody that I care about or anybody that would need to be contacting me for anything is there. So, you know, all my good friends are there, Melissa's there, you know, anything else that happens anywhere else, I'm not going to be able to get to anyways, so I'm not worried about it. You know, if somebody called me up and said that your house is on fire, what the hell am I going to do if I'm in Virginia? You know, I'm not going to deadhead for 14 hours to come to a smoldering mess. Nonetheless, I skewed off cue on that one. So, listen, I'm sitting here using my damn mouse trying to scroll up on that. Need to give you soon. I need to get those 2 amps dialed in. Glenn, you know where I'm at, brother, and I'll damn sure stop what I'm doing to help you out anytime. You know that. So, Dempsey, don't laugh with it. You know, that's where it's at right there, man. You make the best announcer for awards. I lost weight walking up this year. Yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know, Johnny and Sean and the rest of Team Orion made a good showing this year. They were up there enough as to where the something on it is that the place we do it is laid out like a rectangle, where you've got the main area that's around the stage, and then you've got the cafeteria, and then all the cafeteria seating, and TDH shows for the raffles and for the awards fills the entire thing up to standing room only. That's awesome. That's great. I wouldn't trade it for anything, and I don't think anyone else involved would either. But if you're like the way Johnny and Sean and the rest of the Team Orion was, in the back of that room, I almost, if I would have seen their name up there more, I would have told them, just sit here and chill for a minute. You're like to be the third guy I call anyways. Because they are constantly rolling them in and constantly taking them on. So, that's great. And I'm not trying to point out just that team. He's a good friend of mine. Congrats to you and your team, brother. Other teams are doing the same. And I like to see team affiliation. I like to see groups. I don't believe in separation. Hear me on this. If I like brand A and only hang with the guys that like brand A, which is done. Everybody knows the Sundown and the Ruthless and guys like that. So I like brand A, hang with brand A. I'm not automatically going to be negative and bash brand B. I don't believe in that. I believe in shit talking. And anybody that knows me knows I'm the master at that shit, because I'll talk you down until you're done. And then when we're done with it, we'll shake hands and freaking go have a beer. It's just the way it is. Being competitive and being mean and ruthless is two totally different things. Competitive, I can mean mug you the entire show until we're both in the lanes. And then once we're past that point, we're best friends again. And with bashing and talking down, well, I'm part of, company A makes the best product and your company's company B, it sucks. That's opinion on top of a lot of other things. And following something so strong is great. That's awesome. That's the commitment. But I'm the type of person that gives respect just the same. Just because I love Porsches, and that is my go-to vehicle, doesn't mean I don't have respect for Lamborghini. It's just never a vehicle I want to own. Just because I love Chevrolet, because I've owned half a dozen of them, the only thing I've owned more than Chevrolets is freaking Hondas, doesn't mean that I don't like Ford, or that you're stupid for liking Ford. Anybody starts bashing on either Dodge or Chrysler or any of the other ones, Honda, whatever, it means that I've had a good experience with Chevrolet. I've centered my mind on Chevrolet. I can tell you every part and every click of this Suburban, as much of a piece of shit as it is. That's the reason I'm so centered into it, because I know it, because I found all the good things into it. Skewing off course here. The same way with audio. I mad respect Team Orion. I mad respect Team Sundown. I mad respect Team Ruthless, etc., etc., etc. But seeing the constant battles of everybody whipping their junk out and smacking it on the table online, I've sit back and watched, even at shows, that a guy that doesn't even have a brand that is famous hopping on the bandwagon against people that say something against that brand. Bitch, you have no dog in the match. You do not run any of the equipment. You don't run any equipment, so how do you have grounds to be bitching and griping and, threatening people and shit? So, I'm sorry. We just need to get back into that. We need to get back into... Anybody knows also, I'm a businessman. I love money, but I push for people to go to the other organizations. Not just ACCL. ACCL is great. We're doing great. Go try to help out Music Wars and get them up and going great, and help Russell build his platform up, and try to go help Mecca and Ayaska and those other guys. But try to keep an even playing field is what I'm saying with all that. So, yeah, got to see Moose this weekend. Got to see Nick. Got to see everybody. I can't even think of all the names, and there's so many damn names I can't even go with it. So, yeah, ain't got time for brand bashing. It's dumb. That's it. If you're wasting your time worrying about what I'm doing, then you're going to skip. You're going to miss a click. You're gonna forget to do something. If you center even 30% of your time watching your competition, that means you're only putting 70% of the time in your own, because you can't get time back. You know who I battle against when I battle? And anybody that's known me knows that I held first place for the longest time in my org. Not my org, in ISPL. Oh, sorry, a little burp there. When I was working for them, I held first place. It wasn't because I was a judge. It's because I put my time into that shit. I had a fucking Nissan Pathfinder with 4 entry-level 12s tapping a 60 in, I'm not saying that was the oh my god, but that was And if something wasn't right on it, or if I got second place, I always loved getting second place because I didn't bash the hell out of the guy that got first place. I congratulate them. But then I'd go home that night and tear my truck apart and find out why the hell that asshole beat me, because I don't like second place. It's not an option in my book. So people that get on that and start bashing shit, you're going to keep staying second and third place because you spend too much time worrying about the damn thing. So, let's see here. Johnny says, just the same, we have Orion car audio builds on the Team Orion Army. We also own and run T9 Guy for builds of all types. We love good people and good bases as well. And that's it right there. So, that's like, that's what I was getting at with TDH, because it just seems like one of the few shows that I've gone to that people from team to team to team, I couldn't tell you for 2 bits of spit most people I hang out with what their team is, because people don't walk up repping that shit. What's up, Steve? People don't walk up repping that shit, and we all talk like we're just regular guys, you know. All I want to make sure my stuff is playing, you know. That's right. I actually had on the Pathfinder, I rigged a in the cruise control. I could make it so I could lock the cruise control without actually being rolling. So I would get the throttle locked at like 1800 RPM or 60, you know, whatever it was, and then go back and run the meter for like 20, 30 minutes and let that puppy sit back over there and charge up and cool the AC and everything of that nature. And what's up, Aaron? How you doing? So that's what I was worried about, is myself. I wasn't spying on other vehicles. I wasn't hanging out in the lanes and seeing what that guy did, seeing what that guy did, and why'd that guy do that. There were... I'm taking both sides on this one before you two listen to this. There were conflicts at the show this weekend. There was somebody that was there was somebody that put up power numbers that were not thought to be true. So, man, there was somebody that called them out because they saw the number and knew it wasn't true. Now, there possibly could have been thought of purposely cheating, or there could not. I don't know. I don't give 2 shits or a fuck. People screw up. People miscommunicate. It happens. But the problem is that something like that happens now stirs a commotion in the game, and eventually somebody's going to get butthurt, and somebody's going to get real angry, and somebody's going to call somebody something, or something's going to happen with something, and that's what starts shit. If there is, and I don't know 100% about it, I don't care about it, but if this is a repeat offense, or somebody that's constantly causing commotion, or we caught him on this and then caught him on that and then he admitted this and he admitted to that, okay, that's one thing. But other stuff, shit happens. It is what it is. So the good thing is I have corrected all the scores to match the truth of it and not what was originally believed, and that will be it from here on. Shit happens, you know. It's the way it is. So let me take a drink real quick. And that's right there, Ant. Shit happens. It's supposed to be all love anyways. That, I could not have said it better myself, sir. That's what I try to bring to the shows. That's why I try to run my shows. I've got a lot of good friends in the industry, and I've got a lot of good friends that if for some ungodly reason I ever did turn in the mic and sell my truck, I would still communicate with these people, because these guys are my friends. These aren't just my, hey, buddy, how's it going? That's a great system. Let's hook the mic up. It's not just like that. It's there, you know, there's people into it. I think that's why I've always tried to stay neutral, and even when I have been on teams, I haven't pushed and promoted as much as probably a teammate should, but I haven't thrown it out there. You can constantly see me back when I was with Team Toxic. You can constantly see me wearing a Team Toxic shirt and, you know, screw you guys, Team Toxic's going to take over, and any of that stuff, because it's just not the way it should be. We're on teams. Now, when you're in the lanes, I love seeing teams grouped together in the lanes. I love seeing a line, what's up, Joseph? A line of vehicles that all have the same banners on them, on the windshield, or things of that nature. Like, the TDH guys, when they roll up thick. The Ain't Loud guys, back when they used to run my organ line, when you'd see one, you'd see a whole string of about a half a dozen of them just sitting there in line waiting. And that's great, because that's team, because that's strength. When one person gets hooked up to the mic and the others push the vehicle or keep people away from the vehicle because they've tested it and they know that holding the doors doesn't do anything for it. There's a person that's outside the driver's side window talking with the guy that's in the vehicle, giving them the heads up of what's going on because they may not be able to see the meter. That's teamwork. That's great. That's awesome. That's what I love to see, and that's what I've always loved to see. Even when I was an engineer back in my past life, I worked with the teams. I worked trying to get the people I was working over not to work under me, but to all of us work together on the same level. Because when it comes down to it, we're all there for the same reason. That's the same thing with audio. I may have the loudest radio stereo system on my team. Well, I'm not saying I do, but just saying. But I'm not going to look down at the guys they can't break a 50. You're dead weight. You can't do it. I don't know why you're on the team. That's not the mentality to have, and that's not the way to go with things. That's not the reason why we do all this. So, gets off soapbox. Let's get back on track here. Coming up next weekend, actually this weekend coming up, so it'll be a week from tomorrow, I think is what it's going to be. A week from yesterday, excuse me. Is going to be the Team Flexing on a night show. I'm still not 100% sure who's going to be running that. I'm not sure if it's going to be Johnny or Matthew. I believe I've been told, but I didn't update my computer because I'm a putz. So that's going to be a show coming up. That is going to be at the Newport Fairgrounds in Newport, Tennessee. So check it out. If it's something that we've committed to, it's probably already on the page. So let's go to the next weekend. 418 is going to be, we've actually got 3 shows going on that weekend, obviously at 3 different locations. So we have got, first off, is going to be Team Hertz Car Audio Show. That's going to be hosted by Matthew McRae. That is going to be, I believe, the first show he's ran of the season, and it's going to be in Jasper, Alabama. So, okay, so Johnny just verified that Matt is running the Team Flexing On show, so let's go ahead and change that. MATDH. No, not Matthew Karlovic. Alright. Matthew McRae, there we go. Okay, so that's been fixed. So the Team Flexing On my show will be hosted by Matthew McRae. So the Team Hertz Car Audio Show. Oh, fuck me running. Hold on. Okay, so that one's going to be by Matthew. Alright. Alright, well, it's doubled up and it's a weekend after the next, so that's why I had to double check it here. Alright, so the Team Hertz Car Audio Show, let's get back on track, is going to be ran by Matthew McRae also. That'll be the following weekend, and that is going to be in Alabama, in Jasper, Alabama. All of this can be found on the ACCL website. When you click on the top, it should say events, and then I try to keep the calendar as up to date as I can with stuff. If you hear of a show that we're supposed to be going at, and you haven't heard anything about it or whatever, message me directly. If you know me, call me. Let's just see if we can get this going and see if maybe it's a fluster on my part. So, next show coming up. This isn't next weekend. This is the following weekend on the 18th. Is where I'm at now. So we got the Team Hertz Car Audio Show on the 18th. That's going to be with Matthew. The No Beating Round the Bush is going to be on the same day by Johnny. That is Johnny and Sean, actually, up in Michigan. This one's going to be in Kalamazoo, Michigan. This is going to be the first show of the season also. So for anybody's trying to be points or trying to get into it or trying to ruffle feathers and show what you're all about, this is your chance up in Michigan. You got your first chance over at Team Flexing On with Matthew in his area. The one on the 18th with Johnny and Sean is going to be your first chance in Michigan. So also to remember, if there's not going to be that many shows in your area this year, at a show, you can double run, you can double your points once per show. All right, the other show going on the weekend of the 18th is going to be by Walt Johnson. It's going to be his first show of the season also. It's going to be Driven Creations Custom is the host, and it's the We Are Not Alone car show. They've ran that in the past. This is going to be a 3X show because I really want Walt and the people up around him in his area to step up and let's get going. Let's start building back up there again. That was Kenny and Crystal's area. They're taking a hiatus for the season. So Walt jumped in and said, let's do this. Let's get this going. So I know he's ran in the past. He runs great shows, and I hope we show him the same honor and show up. And let's make them big. Let's make them really big. So, trying to get through these so we can go back to talking. The following on April 24th is going to be the High Voltage Show. That is Johnny and Sean are going to be running that. They both verified they will be there. That is in Newport, Tennessee. So it says Johnny verified is running it, but it's in Newport. So there you go for that. That's going to be a 2X show. Now that we're done with all those guys, let's talk about the big dog coming up in Florida. The next show that ACCL will be at is going to be Made of Steel. That's going to start on the weekend of May 15th. It is a Saturday-Sunday show. Because of the size of the show, I have been thinking about running Friday starting at 5 p.m.-ish. If John will let us get there early, I'll post it we can get there early. But I think with a lot of people, Friday they're going to be either working or traveling. So I think that's why we usually do it in the afternoon anytime. The afternoon time anyways. So either way, I'll open the lanes up around 5. The way the sun's been doing us, the way with daylight savings and all that good stuff, that means we get a couple hours of light before we have to shut things down. So, okay, so Johnny says that them and Matt are splitting up Tennessee, so that's great. I got you guys. That's great that you guys are in sync like that and working with each other. So that's awesome. So they're going to do full seasons in all of them, and if I remember correctly, he's going to be running 2 or 3 finals. Johnny and Sean are going to be running at different locations, or I'm not sure how they're going to do that. So I'm sure when it comes time, when it gets closer to it, when we get closer to September, we'll start talking about that more and start getting everything settled. I like the way it went last year because we had all of our finals dates in well before September. And in the past, because of communication, scheduling, discombobulation, etc., so on and so forth, some of them have been, like at the beginning of September, we're like, oh yeah, here it is for the finals. We're telling you at the beginning of September because we just not got all the ducks in order. So last year went a lot better. The year before went good. This year I'm hoping we'll follow suit and we'll keep going with that. And that way, because I know people plan and you got to take time off from work or you got to travel or whatever. So we try to give as much time, as much forward notice as we can. Florida's really good about it because Kent runs that show and he usually has locations set months in advance. So that's great. I'm hoping that Johnny and Sean and Walt and Matthew and et cetera, so on and so forth. I was hoping that all of our judges could get in sync with each other and do the same. We try to keep our finals around September. Late September, early October is about the limit. We try to keep it. So that's great because finals is also the first show for the next season. So we keep finals secret until they're all turned in. But I don't like having a show in middle of August that's finals, and then now we got to wait until September, October for the rest of them to come in. That just isn't. If it's the only way to do it, it's the only way to do it. If that judge, that's the only time they could get the spot to do it, understandable. There's only so much we can do. So, back on track here. Sorry, I'm doing good tonight, but I'm squirreling a lot. Made of Steel. Did I say that's coming up yet? It's friggin' coming up, and I can't wait for it. Made of Steel is, I don't know if it's been verified yet or not, if John's on here, but I believe it is the biggest show. I know it's the biggest show in the Southeast, but I don't know if head count wise, if it's the biggest show on the East Coast. I don't know. If it isn't, it's a damn close second because the turnout for Made of Steel I keep an almanac of my shows because I'm an Excel spreadsheet geek, and that's how I keep all my information. So that way I can scroll back and get an idea how the shows go, what to expect, what the turnout normally is, don't order too many awards, etc., etc., etc. Made of Steel has been progressively growing each year from the first day that John and I started running it. Don't read me on that one. John runs it, but I run the lanes for ACCL. Since the first show we've had there, every year it has progressively grown by a minimum of 3 to 5%. And that's great. Am I thinking this year's going to be the same? Well, hell, we've been doing it for 12 years. Might as well. No sense in breaking it now. So that's the reason why we try to get Friday in also. Also, for people that know, Friday night, the temperature is notoriously known for being lower because it's nighttime. The pressure's lower. The equipment runs better. You're not taking it out on the field to demo the hell out and then run the lanes. There's a lot of positives to coming Friday. So if you can make it Friday, even if you're local and only planning on coming Saturday, Sunday, show Friday night, meter, get the hell out. And then come back Friday or come back Saturday and Sunday. Hold on. Oh, Mr. Dempsey, I hope to be able to do finals this year. Oh, that would be freaking awesome. So, that's awesome. I can't think of another way of doing it. I will admit, anybody who doesn't know, I've known Dempsey for a minute. When you were working down in Miami and commuting up north and down in Miami, I like that because I got to see it like almost every show, and there was something. No, John, you did not miss the show. I'm actually sitting here talking about it now, but I scrolled off on something else. So, but no, Dempsey, I do miss those, but I know that it really wasn't. It wasn't good for. It wasn't good for you. So, I'm glad you're doing it there. ACCL is starting to grow up there. I actually have a show that he has contacted me about. I'm not mentioning 2 words about it because I have not put it on the calendar yet. It's been on my schedule. We have a rental house that the tenants just moved out. We cleaned it up. The new tenants moved in, which is my son and his fiance. And, well, the AC crapped out. The fridge crapped out. Shit that should have been told wasn't told to us. So we're going through that right now. So I do apologize for not being overly organized or ready. But it's been a lot going on this weekend. A lot still going on. And it's going to be some pretty wicked shit. So, let's see if we can scroll back up here again. I love that everybody's talking and interacting. This is great. So, yeah, Johnny's saying full season up there, too. Okay, so Johnny, his wife, and Matt are all going to be running the high voltage show. That's great. Oh, hey, wait, hold on. I got the freaking computer right here in front of me. See if I can open this damn thing up. So, let's go facebook.com. There's that. And let's go to my page. Come on. Come on. You piece of shit. Okay. Let's run slow like usual. So, there we go. Let's get to that right there. Alright, so Johnny says that him, Matt, and Warren are going to be at the high voltage show. That's awesome. So, okay. Been working. Hell yeah, Matt, I'll be there. Thank you, Mr. DeClue. Let's see here. High voltage. Let's see. Okay, been working. Happy Easter, Jason DeClue. No beating around the base. Love you too, James. God bless it. Every time I touch it, like, what? Okay, well, you guys are talking right now, so I'm sorry. I'm not keeping up on that, and I didn't open it up on the computer. Usually I have it on the computer because on the phone, when I scroll it, it resets at the beginning. And I scroll it, and it resets at the beginning. So I'm like, ugh. So, Made of Steel. Get back on that. Made of Steel is May 15th, 16th, and 17th, I believe, is the weekend that it is. I'm going to open the lanes Friday night at approximately 5 o'clock-ish, and then go up from there. Usually I run until about, get about 8, 9 o'clock, and people are done, and they fade out, we're done, it's late, want to hang out and shoot the shit. So it gets bigger and bigger and bigger every year. I am still very, very happy that we have not outgrown the Hernando County Fairgrounds yet, because that is close to my house. It makes things a heck of a lot easier. But I would lie if I would say I don't see that in the foreseeable future, because it is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the good thing is that Kent and his team run that place like a Navy battleship. Everybody has their place. Everybody has their organization. If somebody gets out of line or something gets awry, it is taken care of like that. I have personally seen him kick people out of the show before because they've gotten, brave up on their horse and don't understand they're talking to the infamous Mr. John Kent, and he makes things happen. He doesn't take the chance of somebody screwing his shows up, so he makes sure that that doesn't happen, that, all that. So, are you going to post this so I can see the beginning? Yes, Moose. When I am done with my video of infinite rambling, it's live right now. It's recorded. It stays on my page. I copy it to a shitload of Facebook pages. And for anybody that doesn't know, with all 6 of my followers now, yeah, I got a YouTube channel. It's GuyWithTheMeter, of course. I've had it for a good long time. I forgot about the damn thing. So now I'm trying to post videos in. I know the problem is my videos are long. My average video is between an hour and a half long. And I understand that people don't have the time to sit here and listen to me ramble live, never mind on a video. My good friend Aaron, he watches it when he's driving sometimes. I've got other friends that, while they're on their lunch break, they'll skew over it a bit. I understand that. When the Suburban is back and everything is up to par, which will be before Made of Steel, I'm going to start doing more videos in the burb with things I'm learning, with things I'm working on, with issues I'm running across. I'm going to try to do that. I did it for a short time back in the days, but I'm going to get back into doing it and get the videos back out there again. So, okay. Let's see. Yeah, so Dempsey says, I'll find you if you disrespect the Ken. Hey, Kent, don't be envious, man. Come on. I know 6 is a high number, but I knew I could make it. I really did. So, let's see. What's worth more points? 18 Hertz at 134, 28 Chicago. Okay, so that's Brendan answering that one. I must have skipped over that one because of not being able to scroll too far behind. So, yeah, I can't wait. This is, now, here's the fun part of it right now. So right now, we're at the beginning of April 5th. The funny is everybody, including myself, I'm not even calling out on this one, including myself, we got plenty of time till Made of Steel. That's the next big show. That's what everybody's building up to now. That's what people build up to for a good amount of time. And then it's there. Like, you blink, and what you're going to do tomorrow gets put off till Tuesday. And what you're going to do Tuesday gets put off till the weekend. And shit, I got something else going on this weekend. Well, blam, that's a whole freaking week. And now you're down to 6 weeks. Or now you're down to 4 weeks. And then now you're doing it on Cutthroat, in which I myself am bad with it too. I've been up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, the day before a show, getting my crap done when I knew I've had a month to do the damn thing. Don't procrastinate, people. This is the big one. This is the one that people build up for. This is the one people save up for. This is the one that people come from many states away, and they show up Thursday and camp out or dock in Brooksville and stay till Monday. This is the big show for Florida, if not the Southeast. Mr. Kent, I actually think that the question was... Shit, I forgot it now. Damn it. Oh, the size of the show. we're the biggest in the Southeast, but are we the biggest on the East made of steel? That was a question I came up that I wasn't 100% sure about. So Chris, you're working on yours right now. That's awesome, man. That's great, and that's the time that we need. I'm a little bummed that I don't have a show in April, but I'm not, because working with US Amps and doing all that we're doing with that, building up the vehicles we are, Brennan's vehicle, and then Z-Tony 8 might be there. The Raider truck will be there. The Suburban will be there. We've got maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but the old OBS Tahoe should be there. That's the one that's got, I think it's like 56 mids and highs out the back of it, but it's also got 415s in the cabin, plus the doors are full on it. So it's, it's got, but it sounds so good and so clean. We're building up and been clean yet and all that good such. So that's the people that are starting to get ready, and that we're busting tail every day trying to get going, trying to get cleaned up, trying to get ready. My own Suburban is sitting right here next to me, plugged into the charger. It's been about 2 weeks since I started it up. Between TDH and Life, I didn't have time to open the damn door to it and fix the window yet. So that's the stuff we got to start working on. So Moose, incorrect. TDH is the biggest on the East Coast. Okay, so there you go. And I give respect where respect is due. Again, TDH is a damn good show. That is just hands down. I always rave about it. I always sit there and get emotional over it. It's ran by great people, a huge family, and it's a damn good show. So rightfully so, it's the biggest for a reason. It's not just because people, get paid to go there, or it's got a lot of sponsors or whatever. So, okay, it's been a while. Me and the crew. Jeez, it just did the day. Oh, wherever somebody comments, it fills up. There we go. So Dem says, me and the crew from Sky High will be there, loaded with some serious basshead stuff. That's awesome, James. I'm hoping y'all have a shitload of swag. And my fat ass wears a double X. I like black and gray. Just saying. So, let's see. Yep, okay, so see, we have ACI. ACCL is going to start taking over up around the Virginia area, around the Northeast. We're starting to build up around there. I've also got talks with somebody up in New England area. I gave him some information. We've been shooting back and forth. So we're slowly trying to take up the East Coast even more. Once that gets built up, I like having solid ground. I'd much rather have solid ground and then expansion versus throwing 30 judges out there of anybody that wants to be a judge, and then taking a chance of 28 of them either flopping or pulling the name of the company down. That's not something I want. I don't rely on this company. I do this company out of my heart because I love it, because I am audio, because 99% of my best friends are audio. This is our thing. I don't do it for the money. Don't ever think that. God bless it, don't ever think that. So it's an infinite black hole in my bank accounts for damn sure. So let's see. John says, "Welcome to Dempsey." Yeah, so Dempsey was during that time period. I remember that now, man. When he was commuting back and forth up and down from Michigan to the Virginia area, it was 2018. He had the most points because he hit every single show that was going on in the East Coast. That man was there, and if he missed one, that's just because he couldn't get the day off. I mean, he was at every single show, and he had the most points by a substantial gap. And that wasn't ACCL, that was ISPL. That was back when I was with that award. But he had, it wasn't like he beat him by 3. He beat it, I don't even remember the number, so I'm not even going to make anything up. But it was a gap. So there's no question about it. If I remember correctly, didn't Karlovic give you a jacket or something? Or didn't he offer? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that went on during then that I can't remember anymore. So let's see. John says can't wait for it. Yeah, that is the show of the season. There's a lot of people that are saying the way up on that. So why is this thing not refreshed, but my stupid fucking phone has? Ugh. Okay. Let's see if this damn damn thing will. Ah, cheese, and chicken peas. Alright, well, there we go. Let's see, 6 different builds by ACCL, hopefully. Dude, that's awesome, man. And TBL always supports us. We always see him out at the shows. You have a great team there, my friend. I do hope that this season, again, that we could, get our times in conjunction with each other, and I'll come down for another show with you and your team and the rest of the people around there and help build your team up and the strength you guys are going on down there. So, why is this freaking stupid blasted rest of freaking it says I have 128 comments. Where the hell are they? Who knows? Facebook's screwing around and messing things up. I got that stupid. That was a damn setting on it that annoys the piss out of me. Not recent, but like famous or something stupid. And all that seems to do is screw things up. Alright, let's get out of live chat. Do the overview. How's that working? Alright, great. Let's go back to live chat. Did that refresh it? No, hell no, it didn't refresh it. Alright, so if anybody's asking questions, I'm sorry. This thing is not refreshing like it should for the comments. The video is nice and live, but here, let's exit out of that one. Let's open it back up again. Yeah, no, shut up. Yeah, I don't want to win $2 million by doing this shit. No, stop at the same place. That's freaking awesome. Okay, I don't give a care anymore. So, okay. Trying to get some TDH power down to me. Steel, by the way. Dude, Moose, that would be freaking awesome. You bring some of the TDH guys down, and I ain't telling Melissa because she'll punch me, but we'll take you out for some barbecue. No, I'm not going to pay. Hold on, God, no. Hold on, that's a whole shitload of people. But there is a very recluse barbecue joint around here that I don't tell anybody about because I don't want to get overflowed at these shows. John Kent has gone, and of course Russell is gone. Russell, that's the one that when Russell comes over to this side of the state, he'll actually come early on the day of so we can go out and have barbecue at this place because he doesn't get barbecue at his house. And that's just not fair in my book. So, yeah, so you guys make it. I mean, that's for damn sure. Nothing else, we'll hang out and freaking go to Beef Up Brady's and have a couple of beers or something. Do something like that. So, okay, so Made of Steel is the show. Try to make it. Please try to make it. Let's get something going with this. I honestly, I don't really, but I want to outgrow the Hernando County Fairgrounds. I want it to get that big. I want it to get that many people. For Saturday, where the hell is that? Okay, here we go. Gates for competitors open at 9 p.m. The lanes open at 10 on Saturday. And they're open from 10 to 5. Sunday, same. Gates open at 9. Lanes open at 10. Shut down at the latest 3 p.m. That is done. That's not my rule. That's the overall for the show rule. Everything has to be shut down at 3 because they do raffles, they do awards, they do announcements, and you still got people that are packing up Sunday to go home. John Kent, his team, can't leave until the last person leaves that field. So have respect, people. When you're done, pack yourself up, get cleaned up, be ready to go when the place shuts down. We all hang out and shoot the shit afterwards, but have respect for the people that need to make it home. So I still got to order the damn awards. Holy moly, I forgot about that. Awards are customized for the Made of Steel, so got to collect them all. So that's something that we got to work on a design for that I hadn't even clipped my head yet. All right, let's get things rolling here. Let's get things faster. For up around Michigan area, he's got the Father's Day show. It's going to be June 30th. That's ran by Johnny and Sean. That's going to be 11 to 7. All this is on the ACCL Facebook page under events. And then the last one I want to talk about, just because I want to talk about it, is the Love for Lowe's show, the rebased version 2. That is going to be ran by Hayden Price and only Hayden Price. That man is running the show. He is setting the show up. This is going to be at a drive-in movie theater. We've got full reign of the theater. It's got all the approval. We don't have to worry about getting there and everything setting up and the cops getting called or anything of that nature. Everything's been done. All the permits have been pulled. They will have the arcade inside the theater open, and they're going to have the concession stand open. Plus, there's going to be vendors there. Plus, when you pay to get in, you get a $10 food voucher. So, how could you go wrong with this show? This show is going to be great. I'm going to push my entire team to go. I'm going to start heckling other teams to get going to this because I'm thinking this could be a great show. This has got all the everythings to become an awesome ass show, and we all love Hayden because Hayden's just a cool cat all around, and he damn sure knows how to throw a show from back in the days, and I doubt he's forgot how to do it. So the event is held in Ocala at the Ocala Drive-In Theater. All of the movie food and snacks are there, and the game room. Hayden's wife will be selling baked goods, and he will have his rebased music, hats, and t-shirts there for sale as well. So definitely check them out. I'm obviously going to talk about them a hell of a lot more. If things go right, and if we have enough people to say they're in on it, then I may make it a 3X show. I may make it a 3X show because it's going to be in August, mid-August. So that'll be one of the last ones, probably the last one before finals. Be a great time to make up points. All the things, as my good friend Brandon says. So let's see here. What's up, Tim? How you doing, man? So Mr. Duncan's in the house. Got Ain't Loud Dave here. What's up, my brother? Yep, Eric just verified that there is a lot of room at the drive-in. Chris, looking forward to Hayden's show. All right. From TDH. Okay, I don't know. God bless him. When I touch it, it goes something else. Okay, so it says John Hart will be there with Clockwork and Celine Weimer. Steve Duncan is coming. This is all from James Dempsey here, so let me open it up and read it. Matthew Brown will be there, Team Sky High Audio, and many others. So I believe he's talking about Made of Steel. So all the big dogs end up coming to Made of Steel, and that show, like I said, just gets bigger and bigger and more names and more people. And every year, I will be the first to warn you for anybody that's never been. It either rains like nuts, like half a day or whatever, or it does the worst, which is it doesn't rain, and it gets pretty boiling in there. I can remember being at the Hillsborough County Fairgrounds, and the marquee was behind us, and showing the temperature, and I swear the temperature said it was 300 degrees. I could be wrong. My numbers may be off a little bit, but I know it's at least 190. So, what's up, Robert? So, God, I forgot what the hell we were talking about earlier. It was a damn good conversation. I was just talking about being nice to the orgs and with other people and other teams and all that good such. So the one that I was actually thinking about that may be something worth talking about, because we've got a lot of people in here. Sparky's going to be there? Friggin' awesome, Dave. Anybody that's never gotten a demo from Sparky, I haven't, because I don't get too many demos at my shows. What's up, Robert? I don't get a lot of demos at my own shows because we're over there running the lanes and make sure everybody goes through smooth, trying to keep the lanes running smooth. But I've gotten a demo in Otis's van, and that sucked part of my soul out. And from what I've heard, it's louder than it's ever been now also. But I have not gotten a demo from Sparky, and I have not gotten a demo, the Windy Mistress when that was around. And, all the big dogs that are out there, I've gotten demos, and I feel bad about it. So I'm going to try to start getting out there more. Especially now that Nikki, at TDH, she proved herself again that she could run the computer with very minimal, if any, issues. No more issues than I normally have. And then Brennan runs the mic with no problem. I trusted both of them enough to run the org by themselves. So I may start walking away and go getting demos now. And then we tag team out, and then Brennan goes out and gives demos, and then he comes back, and Nikki goes, and try to start working like that so we can all enjoy the show. So when I was in Virginia this kind of stirred my mind a little bit in the sense of like, because the norm that you are accustomed to is of your surroundings. So if you grew up in the country and you've always had to make a 15, 20-minute drive to go into town, when a guy from the city comes and moves there, they're doing nothing but complaining because that's not the norm where they're from. There's nothing wrong with either of them, and I've lived in both. The house I'm at now, we're about 15, almost 20 minutes away from the next store. That's been the norm for a majority of my life. I moved to Tampa to go to college, Tampa St. Pete Clearwater. I lived there for over 10 years, where I could literally walk out of my house and go 3 blocks down, and there was a gas station. And across the street was another gas station. And a block down, and everything was within distance. So, highs versus lows, Florida has always, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree with me, the Southeast owns the lows. We build the monsters. We build the guys that get down to, 15 Hertz and hold it and wreck records and busting doors and tearing up interior and, 20 Hertz and 28 Hertz and, 30 and below is pretty much seems to be what Florida is for a majority. I'm not saying all. It's not uncommon to hear a lot of people giving low demos. Now going to Virginia, mad respect to those guys. The guy that hit the record did it at 73 Hertz. And that was wrecked by the Rockford Fosgate sponsored Jeep. Shame on me, I can't think of his blasted name. Hold on, I gotta look this shit up now. So let's go TDH. Because I'm a computer geek, yay! TDH, let's go highest first. There we go. I gotta give respect. Michael Ramey had the Rockford Fosgate truck. He was running all Fosgate subs too. He was running 6 Fosgate 15s, I believe they were, and he did a 173.39 average in FTW4 between 2 mics. So that wasn't even the peak of that truck. That wasn't even the loudest that truck was, because that's the average of 2 different mic locations. So, but that's awesome. At 73 freaking Hertz. That's the part that I was just like, Now comes the debate of everybody saying that when you get above 40, it's easy. When you start tuning in the 50s and 60s and 70s and up like that, our cap out is 90. You can do anything 90 Hertz or below and still be okay in our lanes. But people have this misconception that it's easy. That, you're tuning that high, so all you gotta do is do this and do that. Okay, what's up, Lane? So do it. If it's easy, do it. When it comes down to it, in my opinion, and I don't build systems that are in the highs. I build mine in the lows. And I'm not a box builder. I will tell you every day of the week and twice on Sunday. If somebody held a gun to my head and said, build me a box, I'd pull the trigger for them, because I don't build boxes. Enclosures, whatever the hell you want to call them. I wire, I tune, I install, I do all that shit, but I don't build boxes. So with that being said, Florida for me has always been lows, and I've gone to the builders that build good lows. Of the time, the fuck nugget that stiffed me, Chris Cross. He built good lows. The Nissan was tuned at 27, and it went down in the high teens and still held it, and still was strong, and still pumping out the power. The box fell apart, everything else fell apart on it. The thing was built like trash. But it didn't fall apart because of lows. It fell apart because half of this board was nailed and the other half was glued. True story. Not getting into that. I've already ranted about that, and it just raised my blood pressure. So the Suburban, when that was built, was stable down to 14. And I'm not saying like, oh, I could play down to 14. 14 was still shaking the glass and still pushing the air, and still 13 fell right off. It fell off like it was jumping off a cliff. So I've always been building the low lows. I built the Suburb up to be tuned in the 40s before, because I had somebody talking trash. Brendan bit the bullet and did it for me. Much love to you, brother, because I don't think he knows how to build up high like that, but he proved it wrong. I was doing low 60s in it. Then our plan fell apart. The person I was going against went a different way, yada yada. I said, fine, let's rip this damn thing out. Now we're back to the lows. With the Merlin X's in there, their FS is 20 Hertz. So we've got it tuned in the dirt. The problems that I've been having with it are operator error on my part, and just trial and error stuff we're doing. The last sub that was put in there didn't cure right before my dumbass put it in. Played it, blew the seal. Okay, so that's good. But by Made of Steel, you can bet it's probably going to go in the shop this week coming up. We're going to start working on it. We're going to get up and going. And I'm sure Brennan's giving a sigh of relief. It's going to get tuned, and we're going to play with it, and we're going to find the faults in it. We're going to beat the shit out of it. We're going to give it the US amp stress test. We're going to try everything we can to blow it and beat it, and then if it does fail, we'll have the time to fix it and get it going again. Getting off my rant. Hold on. Chris said, we did that. Yeah, 70 at 56 Hertz. 170 at 56, man. I've heard your stuff, and you're pretty insane too, my friend. The high frequencies, I just don't. But I'm different. I would hop in the Suburban right now to go pick up pizza and drop bottom the whole way, leave it idling, hop in it, crank it up, and burn it the whole way home. High frequencies don't do that for me, and a lot of the guys that are tuned wicked high are definitely not daily drivers. I know that Michael's truck wasn't. He didn't have his seats in the dang thing. He had the stereotypical Supreme build, extreme build, that had the box came down to a full wooden plat, and the firewall was covered up, and and everything was squared off, and there was no steering wheel in there. There's no seats in there. You sound the floor to roll it over to the trailer and roll it up on the trailer. My things have always been crank them up, piss off the neighbors, turn them off. For the higher frequencies, I kind of wonder. I don't know, because I know back in the days when car audio first was born, that the high frequencies was where everything was at, because the subs didn't play low. What's the famous one? Below 40s, below 40 hertz, the waste anyways. What's up, Doc? Back then, the subs weren't built to play low. Their XMEC was fractions of what they are nowadays. I mean, my God, the friggin' Sundowns have like a 3-inch excursion to them. That much. The Merlin X's have close to a 4-inch excursion. Those things are just monsters. With the progression of invention, industry matches. And I'm just wondering if possibly is up north not to that level yet? Has it not advanced up there as much as it is down here? Is it temperature? Is it pressure? Is it just old ways up there work, and down here we're a bunch of Florida rebels, which we are famous for? I don't know. If anybody has any insight on this, make a comment. See if you have something to say about it, or go put a post on it once I share this thing. Because that was a pretty inquisitive inquiry while I was up there. I didn't really see. I'm not gonna say I didn't see anything. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But I didn't see enough of them like down here in Florida, where almost everybody that's running the lanes, you can see those doors just flapping out because they're playing 27 hertz or 28 hertz, because that's where they're tuned to. That's where their vehicle is best at. Yeah, Robert Chase, my neighbors love me. I did it once here. I do it every once in a blue moon. But one time that I did do it, the neighbors swore that we busted her pipes, and that's all big. Call shenanigans on that all day long. She still complained. Her next threat was to contact the cops. this is private property. We're in a rural area, agricultural. They can eat it, but in lieu of stirring commotion, I just don't worry about it. I'll tune it at a low volume here, and then our Thursday meets that we do at Target, or no, don't do them at Target, but the old Target meets, those are the testing tunes. That's the main reason I bring my equipment out there. Brennan and his team originally started the meets, and then some more people have showed up, and some of the team has left, and now it's just kind of like we call it the Target meet. But we go out there because, well, for example, Brennan just installed 2 of the the US Amps prototype extreme subs, and we installed them in the shop that day, Saturday, and so that night we're out there tuning them, we're out there checking them, and we're out there, it's what we do. We hook the meters up. We didn't hook the oscilloscope up because there wasn't any reason to, because everything was already tuned, but it's what we do out there. So there's no need to really do it here and piss off the neighbors. But I'm just, the low lows are what I am and what I like and what I enjoy. There's something about the feel of it. There's something about the, more clarification for accomplishment. I don't know what the reason is. I don't question it. I just enjoy it. So, like I said, message, talk, do whatever you want to do about it. Comment on it. I'm thinking right now that's been enough rambling for one night. We've been on for an hour 20. And I appreciate the people that hung out and lived through it. I know I get in loops every once in a while, but you can feel free to comment and see if there's something we can stir up or something that'll catch my mind. Hopefully, I'll be able to get the phone and computer in sync with each other so I can see the comments as they're happening a lot better. Lows are very therapeutic, Doc. That used to be with my ex. When I would get to a point of needing to get away from the situation, is that a nice way of saying it? I'd go for a long drive and really upset everybody. The good thing is I never really decorated my trucks too much, so it didn't stick out as I was the guy doing it, and it wasn't an everyday thing, so they'd try to chase me anyways. So, Peggy, you are correct. Florida is the best. I've been to the 48 states, Canada, and Mexico, and everywhere has its problem, but Florida has the best seasons. Everybody says that winter's great up in the Northeast, and it snows and all out west and all that good such. But as I talk to my people up in Michigan, there's weeks on end that they can't even get out of their house because the snowbanks are up over their vehicles. So if they get out, they can't do anything. Roads are covered. Buildings are shut down. Yeah. I'll take, a month and a half of unbearable heat for the remaining 10, almost 11 months of, pretty much like this. I'm out here in my t-shirt and a pair of shorts. It is 81 degrees out, and it feels beautiful. It just feels perfect. So, Doc says Florida is just loud, period. I mean, that's a great one. I may have to rustle some feathers with the other judges and have a state battle. Have every show we have a state battle, and they pronounce the person that thinks they're loudest at that show, and they put a score up on the windshield legal, no modification limits, no power limits, no anything, just who is the loudest. And then we'll post those scores up, and we'll have a battle of the states. And at the end of the year, we'll probably have an award or something. We'll give a ring out or something to the person that owns the loudest of the states. Something to think about. Just thinking about it right now, actually, if we do a buy-in, then we could have a cash payout at the end of the season to the loudest, and we can call them the loudest in the world and give a loudness of the world plaque. These are ideas that we need to work about and things we need to talk about, because this is something we can make happen, and I am 100% for it, because if it gets you guys riled up, I love doing it, because I love to see competition. I love to see competition from the heart, and I love to see call-outs between two people that I know are damn good. I don't like seeing call-outs of people that hit 60s tapping in on a guy that can barely break 40s. That's just bullying, in my opinion. But if you got guys that are in the 60s calling each other out, Brian Zazinski, calling out on you. Then 60s, 70s, whatever, whip it out, smack it on the table, and let's see who really has the tightest shorts. Let's make this happen. I'll put cash on the table. We'll make this happen. So, hell, I'll pay for the ring. You know? So, those aren't real Michigan people. You know? But, you know, I tell a story every time, Johnny, about the time I called you to rip you a new one. Because I forgot. Yeah, not that I forgot. I know where you live, but I forgot how it is up there. And I hit you up. I'm like, dude, what the hell? You haven't ran a show for a long time. And you're like, man, my vehicles are snowed in. I haven't even seen my damn truck. So that hit me right there. And I'm just like, I felt bad about it. But that's what I got to take into consideration. Because Florida, we don't have a down season. We don't have a down time of the year. We don't have, Made of Steel is in September, October. That show is our last show of the season and our first show of the year. And then in November, we've got Dean's show. And then in October, and then in January, we've got Eastbound. And then it just continues going. And I don't throw shows on the months I don't throw shows because I don't want to throw shows on those months. December, I will throw a show in December. We've got Melissa's birthday. We've got Christmas. We've got New Year's Eve. Plus, we've got the Toy Drop show with John Kent and his team. So there isn't time for me to throw a show as an aware. I would feel good throwing a show and not taking away from the people that I want to show my attention to. So I'll throw shows in December. October, I threw a show last year. It sucked. I'll tell you point blank. That show sucked. If I got a call from that host again, I don't think I would answer because that show really sucked. There's another show in that time period I think we were talking about doing. So I don't know. But if there's not a show being thrown, it's because I don't want to throw a show. We definitely don't have a shortage. I'm trying to spread that up around the other states too. I like my org the way it is in Florida. I want to see other states build up to be that way, and they're all in the positive progress to do such. So that's excellent. Eric says Florida to win. You know what, Eric? I'm a bit biased on that. I'm going to have to agree. But that's because we're loud. Let's see here. Agreed, but we definitely need to get others to get in on it. That's what I'm trying to do it. And it wouldn't even be where you have to support ACCL or whatever. Possibly the judges and I would start a pot and have like a $20 buy-in per entry and do a 100% payout at the end of the season. Or I don't know. This is all just new in the head and burping out my gills. So think about it. Figure it out. Make comments. Make suggestions. Hit me up. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm glued to my phone. And thank goodness, working with US Amps, I'm sitting at my desk for 50% of the day screwing around on my phone, and Michael knows I'm doing shit for the community, and I'm trying to build stuff up, and I'm trying to get stuff going, and that's what I love about working with him and helping him with the company, is that he respects what I do as much as I respect what he does with rebuilding the company and building great products. And in conjunction, we've worked together perfectly on that because we both have the same endpoint in our scope, which is to expand the audio community and to keep getting people louder. And that's it. Mr. Kent, it's been a pleasure, brother. I should probably end this out myself. So, let's see. Eric says, feel like it should be a Hertz range. Okay. So do it like the rest of the ones and do the rest of the formats in ACCL. Have a 90 hertz cap on it. Yeah. No, 'cause you're right. It's stuff like that I don't think about, because there's gonna be somebody that's gonna roll up there and do, like one of the stunt walls or something and do a 10,000 hertz song or whatever tone. No. Let's try to keep it 90 and below. Let's keep it bass. Let's keep it. I know 90 is a bass. It's mid bass. But that's a good idea. So keep it in that area. So, Ricky, you're in perfect time, man. I'm about to end this. So, good night, Miss Peggy. I will see you next time. Be safe. Happy Easter to you. That's about it for the night, guys. This was great. We went an hour and a half, and I'm not even feeling. I keep talking, but I've got to go in there and finish cleaning up the kid. We literally just got home about 30 minutes before I started this. I scarfed down some dinner. Wonderful meatloaf. Thank you, Mom. And if you haven't had an ice cold meatloaf sandwich, you're missing out, because that's some damn good stuff. So we got that done. I posted the scores. The scores are all posted from TDH, so that's great. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, etc., so on and so forth, like usual, I'm always around. Hit me up. I'm Jason Swain, a.k.a. GuyWithTheMeter, the owner of Grand Poopie and second monkey in charge for ACCL. We're a humble little sound org on the East Coast, and I hope it's going to be growing sometime soon. If we stayed this size the rest of my life, I'd still be happy because I love all you guys. Hit me up on Facebook if you have any questions. If you're wishing to throw a show or what have you, hit me up as well. Let's check our calendar. Let's swap notes and see what we can do. I have got 2 that I still need to add to it that I've been putting off because I've had other things going on. We blew the AC in the rental house. The refrigerator shit the bed. And I blew the fender off the... It's just been one thing after another. So once I got my head straight again, we'll put that stuff in. But the shows aren't coming up this week, so it's not a big hurry on it. Much love to everybody. Good night, and I will see you next Sunday. Finish. Finish! You piece of shit. Go on. It says slow connection. Won't let me...